Yeah, hello there and welcome back, and let us continue with our lesson over here. So next step, let us go and work with the view model with our compose. So for that, what we'll do is let's go to over here, and I guess we'll create the a new package over here, and let's call this one as the view model over here. And here let's go and create the new file over here, and let's call this one as the we'll call this one as the settng setting view model over here. And let's go and create the class, and with this class let's go and have some functionality with this view model. So let's go and create the function where where we will be able to change the theme of our application, like the light and the dark theme. So let's go and create the variable first of all. So var theme, and I'll just make use of by the mutable immutable state of, and here we'll just go and pass in the light over here. And then I guess we'll just set this one to the private set over here, which will be of the private for us. So we have some error over here, and let's go and import the mutable state of, and we also need to import the set value over here and also the get value. So make sure you have imported this package over here. And once we have this particular the mutable state of, which is of the string type, and here we'll have the one function that's going to change the theme over here. And let's go and have the function body. So here we are going to update the theme, which is of equals to if the let's go and say if the the theme that we have is of equals to the light. So if the theme is of the light, then what we want to do over here, if the theme is of the light over here, we want to go and change that one to the dark, right? So dark. And if that's not the case, then we are going to use the else case over here, else it will be of the ligst light over here. So here we are going to we created a function that's going to update our theme, which is of the type is of the string, and this is a private, which means that we can only access it from the outer class, but we can't set the value over here. So to set the value, we must call this particular function over here. So here we are updating the theme. So we are just checking if the current theme is of the light, then we are just going to update it to the dark. Otherwise we'll just say it is of the light. So this is a simple class over here, which will act as a view model. It's not the Android view model. We just created a class and name it as a setting view model over here. So once we have this particular class, what we can do is we can use this one in our screen. So let's go to the screen and let's use this on the settings screen to have an option where user can update the theme over here. So for that, let's go and create one button over here. Right, so let's have a one button over here, and let's go and on click just remove this one from here, and this one will be the change the theme over here. So this button call is going to change the theme. And now we'll go to our route over here, and we need to create that particular view model. So let's go to the bottom graph over here, and this is a settings screen. So in this settings screen, we need to pass that particular view model over here. And here let's go and create that val view model, which will be of equals to the and the setting view model that we have over here. We'll just go and construct the view model over here, and in our settings screen, let's go on to the constructor over here, and here let's go and pass it as a parameter over here. So that will be of the view model, which will be type of the and the setting view model as well. So here we are going to pass in that. So let's go over here, and over here let's go and pass in the view model as the view model that we have created. And this should be of a view, and let's make this one as the uppercase. So view model over here, and let's replace that one as well over our settings screen. So let's go and set it as a view model. And once we have this view model, let's go down over here, and once we click on that, let's go down over here, and what we'll do is we'll call the view model that we have over here, view model dot the change the theme. So we are going to call that particular view model function from here. And the next thing what we will do over here is let's go on to the top, and we need to assign a theme over here. So let's have the app theme that we have previously defined over here, and here we can just cut this section, the scaffold, and let's cut this section from here, and let's paste it inside this app theme over here. And now what we can do is we can pass in the theme over here. So we can pass in the dark theme or the light theme over here. So for that, what we'll check is the view model that we have dot the theme, and which is of equals to the arc dark, then we'll pass it as a true. So we are just going to check if we use the dark theme over here, which is of the type is of the boolean. So we are just going to pass in the view model dot the view model that the theme is equals to the dark. So if the view model that theme is of the dark, then it will be true, otherwise it will be of the false. And let's go back to the application, and let's go to the login, and let's go to the setting over here. And now we have the change theme over here, and now you can see that we have the option to change the theme. So now we can change the dark and the light. So it's currently dark, but what I will do is I'll try to rotate this screen over here, and let's try to bring it a bit over here, and let's try to rotate it. Now you will see that it's went back to the light theme over here. The dark theme is not preserved over here. So if I change to the dark theme, and if I go and return to the original state over here, and let's try to rotate it, now we'll see that it is again changed back to the light theme over here. That's because when the configuration change on the Android system, it's going to reset, or it's going to reset the state. So currently whatever state it was preserved over here, like the change theme, we updated the state, but once we rotate the screen, it's going to recreate that particular state, and then the configuration change will destroy whatever state you have. So that's the not best case. So Android provides the another way of creating the view model. Like if you are creating the MVVM architecture, like in the other cases, like in the Flutter, you don't have that particular option. You have to make use of this, and you have to use a third party to preserve the state. But in Android, there is a Android class which comes from the Android class, which is of the view model. So we can make use of that particular view model and preserve the state. So the use case of the view model is you can preserve the state when there is a configuration change. So let's go and make use of the view model from the Android itself. So let's go and copy this, and I'll just go and comment this code over here, and we'll extend with the view model over here. So view model over here. So this comes from the Android X lifecycle itself. So let's have the constructor over here. So now we have the setting view model, which has the type of the view model itself. So this is the Android X lifecycle dot the view model. Construct a new view model instance, right? So this is the another way. So how we can use it, let's go back to our bottom navigation graph over here. So here let's go and construct the new model view model that we have just created over here. So let's go and paste it over here, and let's go and comment it out. And here we are going to make use of the view model that we have over here, the view model, and then let's go and pass in. So let's get that one, and let's pass in the type of the view model that we require, that is of the setting view model over here. So once we have this view model, I guess that should be fine. And let's try to reload the application that we have over here, and let's try to log in over here, and let's go to the setting, and let's try to change the theme over here. And now if you try to rotate the screen, and let's have the over here, and now you can see that we can preserve our theme state over here. So that is the case of the view model. So if you use the view model the provided from the Android itself, so it can help you to preserve the configuration change over here. So like your theme change, your language change, right? So it can preserve the particular state over here, as well as when your application get crashed, or if your application is terminated, or if your application gets killed by the system itself, and when the user opens up the application, you can still preserve the state that you have over there. So that is the use case of the view model, is just to help you to set up the configuration change over here. And now you can see that even we rotate the screen, which means that the configuration had changed and everything is working fine for us. And the next thing is that if you go to the setting view model over here, and let's copy this particular class over here, and let's go and paste it below over here, and let's comment out this one over here. And if you have the constructor parameter over here, so let's say if your setting view model requires some constructor parameters, so let's say theme theme mode over here, and we are going to pass it as a string, or string string over here from outside over. So once we construct the setting view model, we need to pass in the theme mode over here, and we are going to pass this theme mode over here as well. So now you have the setting view model, which takes the constructor parameter of the theme mode, which is of the type is of the string. And if you go back to the bottom nav graph over here, now if you try to reload the application over here, and that's going to crash your particularly the application. If you go over here, and you can see that it cannot construct that particular view model for now, because it requires the constructor parameter over here. So how we can create that one is, let's go over here, and let's go have the val of the view model over here, and that will be of equals to the view model that we have over here. And view model, the type will be of the setting view model, right? I see the setting view model that we have over here. And with this, we can pass in the constructor over here. And over here, if you take a look, we can pass in the so let's go and try to erase this one over here. And with this constructor, we can pass in the type over here. So we'll use the factory constructor over here. So let's go and pass in the factory over here, and with this factory, which will be of a type of the object over here, and then we will use the view model provider. So we'll use the view model provider dot the factory over here, and with this factory, let's go and have the lambda over here, and we need to override the one function over here. So override the view model create over here. So I guess this will be the one. So override the function which takes in the type of the t as the view model, and then the create, and then we have the model class, and the class is type of the t, and return type is of the t over here. So from here, what we have to do is return not this particular class. We need to return our the setting view model over here, and pass in the theme mode that we have. And let's pass in the dark dark by default over here, and we need to return the type as the t over here. So this is going to return us our setting view model with the constructor that we have passed in over here. This can be avoided if you are using the dependency injection, so you don't have to create in this way, right? So dependency injection framework will help us to do all of this stuff, but here we are not using any of the dependency injection framework, so we need to create it manually over here. So let's go and try to run the application over here again. And once the application is running, let's go to the setting over here. So now you can see by default we have the dark theme. That is because we are able to pass in the constructor parameter, which is of the dark theme over here. And you can change the theme, right? And this is, and then you can do the same thing. So this is how you can construct the view model if you have some constructor parameter without using any dependency injection framework over here. So I guess that's all for this lesson, and we will meet up in the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.